Now at 5, November's ballot is officially set. Republican City Councilman Mitch Harper will take on Mayor Tom Henry. Good evening. We are catching up with both candidates the day after the primary as they now look ahead to the campaign trail once again. News Channel 15's Alyssa Ivinson is live at Mayor Henry's campaign headquarters.
Well, the day after the election for the mayor, it's part campaign duties, but also part still running the city. But Mayor Henry is with us here, and we're looking ahead to the November election now, the day after the primary. So what is the biggest issue do you see in November, and how will you address that?
Well, I think the biggest thing right now, Alyssa, is to keep the momentum going in our city. Over the past several years, one initiative after another has been started. We have a lot of things going on in our city right now, and I think the biggest challenge is to make sure that that enthusiasm, that momentum continues.
What is it going to take for you to win a third term?
Well, hopefully my record speaks for itself, so we'll keep reflecting back on what has been done in Fort Wayne over the past 8 years, and there's been a number of initiatives that have been accomplished. And we want to make sure that the voters remember that, and hopefully, based upon that, they'll give me another 4 years.
Mayor Henry, thank you very much for joining us here the day after the primary. And we caught up with the Republican challenger, City Councilman Mitch Harper, and asked him those same two questions, starting with what he thinks the biggest issue is.
I think it's being good stewards and being a little more frugal than the current administration on where dollars are being spent. People have a real desire, I think, to get our infrastructure fixed and to prioritize that cities do what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to have good streets, and they're supposed to have a water delivery system that is not breaking down all the time, that neighborhoods are able to share in the dollars that they send to downtown. You hear that a lot.
What is it going to take for you to win the mayor's office?
You know, I've never lost an election on 8 times on the ballot. I don't intend to now. The mayor didn't get 50% of the vote last time. He's not a majority mayor. I've got the support of the independent that was in that race 4 years ago. So I think we start off with a lot of good basics. But it's going to be out there and being personally familiar with a wide swath of Fort Wayne voters. You know, people are talking about the money disparity, and I've got to tell you, I've made a pledge as I've been consistent on council. We're going to end pay for play. We're not going to have crony capitalism. We're not going to have our city utility customers having dollars spent on city utility infrastructure just to see it come back, sometimes from executives and their spouses in faraway states, some of whom have never set foot in this community. That's simply not right. So there's a certain level of funding. We will be competitive, but there's a lot of hard work. And this is a great, I can't emphasize enough, this is a great, strong Republican team.
Both candidates also told me over the past couple of days that they're looking forward to a spirited debate heading into November. Live downtown, Alyssa Ivinson, News Channel 15.